Module 6, Loving Realization. Day 27 is about the art of love. Love is a feeling, an action, a way of being, and love is also an art. Create a strong intention to love. Then learn and practice the attitudes and skills to create and develop your art of love. Overcome the universal sense of separation through love. In the previous session, we learned that we can heal through love. In day 27, we discover we can not only heal from dis-ease, but we can create and thrive by mastering the art of love. Day 27 is the art of love, based upon this beautiful book from Erich Fromm many years ago called The Art of Loving, and also based upon the universal practices for creating love and money discovered by Wallace D. Wattles and written in The Science of Getting Rich. Love is not being loved and lovable by being successful, powerful, and rich, by being sexy or seductive, or by winning friends and influencing people, even though the media would have us believe that that is what it takes to create love or to be worthy of love. Love is not having the right person to love, or it's not being loved by the socially desirable male or female according to current standards, who happens to want and desire you in spite of all your flaws and deficits. Love is not falling in love, that temporary, exhilarating, exciting passion, the sudden intimacy of sexual consummation that reveals your preceding loneliness, soon to be replaced by disappointment, boredom, antagonism, betrayal, abuse, neglect, and abandonment. The problem is that when we've been lonely and feeling very alone, and then we meet someone who seems to fit our picture and we feel all this passion, it can feel wonderful for a little while because we've escaped the loneliness. But then, as we get closer to this person, the intimacy has not developed, and that's when a lot of pain can come out of it, a lot of discord, and we start feeling lonely even though we are in the relationship for some amount of time. Love is an art. Love is an art and requires learning and knowledge, effort, practice, skill development, just like any type of art. If love is just a matter of luck that one falls into by chance, then there's nothing you can do but wait and hope and dream, which many people do. Love as an art involves expanding our capacity to be loving, learning how to stand in love, not to fall over or fall in love, but to stand in love, mastering the theory of love and the practice of love, and staying through some of those tough times and having those difficult, uncomfortable conversations. Self-awareness, awareness of your aloneness and separateness, your helplessness before the forces of nature without reunion by love, is the source of shame, guilt, and intense anxiety. Your deepest need is really to overcome separateness. The sense of separateness is the underlying source of most addictions. Absolute failure and complete isolation actually leads to insanity. So we really need to find a way to overcome that sense of separation and that we were all alone in the world. The question is how to achieve union, how to transcend your individual life and find at-one-ment. It is the same question for all of us, but the answer or solution varies. There are a limited number of answers. Some people focus on animal worship, or human sacrifice, or military conquest, or indulgence in luxury, and others get involved in ascetics. They give up everything, and they give up all the good foods and the good home. They live an ascetic lifestyle. Some people become obsessional with their work, workaholics. Some people get involved in artistic creation, and while they're creating, they're one with whatever they're creating and they don't feel alone. And other people turn to God, and their love of God keeps them feeling connected and not separate and alone. But the love between a man and a woman, or any type of intimate partner love, is really the deepest type of love that can help you to overcome that sense that you are alone in the world and the sense that you're separate. Ways to escape from that sense of being alone. Alcohol is certainly one way, and drugs, and sports events and concerts, places where you're with other people. Events where you get into an orgiastic state, intense, transitory, periodical, exciting, you're screaming and you're feeling the energy of the crowd, shared communal rituals, even communal sex orgies like a Mardi Gras, anything that gives you an ecstatic experience and you feel connected to others can take away that sense of aloneness. Temporarily, you don't feel any anxiety and you don't have that sense of separateness. But separateness in cultures that do not encourage these orgiastic events like a Mardi Gras leads to people feeling really isolated. They're not part of a community, and alcohol seems like a good substitute, because when you drink the alcohol or take the drugs, you're not worried about being separate anymore. You feel like the drug or the alcohol is your friend, and you feel connected temporarily. And compulsive sexuality has the same effect. Workaholism, risk-taking, gangs and bullies, all of these are ways that people get away from that sense of separateness, feel connected, but they can be so destructive for the rest of your life. The desire for interpersonal fusion is the most fundamental passion. Failure can actually lead to insanity and destruction, and we have all seen that when someone's love is rejected and that person is not mature, has not developed, does not have a strong enough sense of themselves. They can become very dangerous to themselves or to the other person or strangers. Immature love is where you lose yourself in the symbiotic union with someone, and that person may leave you and you can't cope with it because you're so interconnected. In mature love, you preserve your integrity even within the union. So you enjoy the union, you take pleasure in it, but you always maintain a strong sense of yourself. Love is action. It's not a passive emotion. It can only be practiced in freedom. Standing in love, not falling for love. This is primarily giving, not focused on receiving. An exploiter sees deprivation and giving up something by being involved and loving so freely. A lover sees giving as the highest expression of living. The basic elements of love are care. You work toward helping love grow, and you care and nurture that love. Responsibility, response to the other person's needs, and response in terms of your own actions that are leading to helping the other person satisfy their needs and your needs. Respect. You see and help the other person grow and expand because you see what's possible for them and you allow them to see what's possible for them and you encourage it. And knowledge. Real knowledge, concern for understanding, appreciating, and helping the other to achieve whatever their goals are and satisfy their needs. Male-female polarity creates love, a polarized union of male and female, penetrating and receiving. This polarity in nature is the basis of love. Unresolved separateness blocks love. A beautiful poem, The Lover and the Beloved. Never, in sooth, does the lover seek without being sought by his beloved. When the lightning of love has shot into this heart, know there is love in that heart. When love of God waxes in thy heart, beyond any doubt God hath love for thee. No sound of clapping comes from one hand without the other hand. Divine wisdom is destiny and decree. Made us lovers of one another. Because of that foreordainment, every part of the world is paired with its mate. In the view of the wise, heaven is man and earth is woman. Earth fosters what heaven lets fall. When earth lacks heat, heaven sends it. When she has lost her freshness and moisture, heaven restores it. Heaven goes on his rounds. Like a husband foraging for his wife's sake, and earth is busy with housewiferys. She attends to births and suckling that which she bears. Regard earth and heaven as endowed with intelligence, since they do the work of intelligent beings. Unless these twain taste pleasure from one another, why are they creeping together like sweethearts? Without the earth, how should flower and tree blossom? What then would heaven's water and heat produce? As God put desire in man and woman to the end, that the world should be preserved by their union, so hath he implanted in every part of existence the desire for another part. Day and night are enemies outwardly, yet both serve one another, one purpose, each in love with the other, for the sake of perfecting their mutual work. Without night, the nature of man would receive no income, so there would be nothing for day to spend. This poem was by Rumi, the beautiful Muslim poet and mystic. Embrace each other and enjoy the polarity. Vive la différence. It's not about how much you do, but how much love you put into what you do that counts. Practice the art of love. Patience, humility, concentration, courage, discipline, activity. Be sensitive to yourself, yet overcome your own narcissism. Develop rational faith and feel supreme concern for yourself, for the ones you love, for the world, and for everything around you. These 30-day love lessons are serious and life-changing. You will see amazing results if you seriously intend to expand your loving and love fearlessly and openly. Join the Facebook group, introduce yourself, share your dream of love, give and receive loving support. As we close, remember, start each day focused on love. Ask in every moment, what would love do now, and what would love do now for me? End each day reviewing the power of your love, the ways you turned away from love, shared your love freely, and felt loved by others. The Love Pledge. Every day I develop greater awareness and communication, acceptance and forgiveness, compassion and tenderness, love, trust, and respect for myself and for others. Love agenda for today. In your Love Habits journal, write about my art of loving. Which traits and practices do you already have in your repertoire? Choose one trait for you to practice and to improve. Share your love trait and your art of love in the Facebook group. And the reference is Erich Fromm's book, The Art of Loving. Thank you for participating in these Healing Through Love lessons, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the next lesson.